Harry Potter gave me back self-respect. Harry gave me a job to do that I loved more than anything else. I've always thought that as long as directors and casting directors don't see me as just Harry Potter, I'll be okay. People have shown a lot of faith in me, and I owe them a huge debt. They're letting me prove that I'm serious about this. I was in Harry Potter, and nobody on the street recognizes me from that. Nobody on the street has ever stopped me from Harry Potter. I guess my guilty pleasure would be listening to the British audio versions of the Harry Potter books. It's like going back to school. You know, autumn, time for Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm never going to be in something as commercially successful as Harry Potter ever again. It's impossible. So that gives me incredible freedom to go off and make the slightly off-the-wall films that I want to make. Nothing's really changed since the Harry Potter films came along. I have read only the first Harry Potter book. I thought it excellent, perhaps the best thing written for older children since The Hobbit. I wish the books had been around when my kids were the right age for them. And of course I've got kids of my own now, and they love me being in the Harry Potter films. I'm now part of a phenomenon. You become incredibly cool to your kids, and you get a young fan base. So you became the cool dad at school. You're suddenly hip. If you're going to pick a book and you want to base a system of government around it, why not Harry Potter? I have an editor in my head, that's why I can't read Harry Potter, because Rowling is such a lousy writer. My kids love it. I thought I was the coolest dad in the world when I got to be in a Bond film, but Harry Potter, too? Well, I think I qualify for a medal for exceptional parenting or something, don't you? After being in Harry Potter, I believe a bit more in magic than I did before. I like playing Vernon Dursley in Harry Potter, because that gives me a license to be horrible to kids. I hate the odious business of sucking up to the public. The thing about Harry Potter is it's great fun because of the people. I was usually with Julie Walters and Mark Williams, Brendan Gleeson, Robbie Coltrane, and the kids. Wonderful, funny, amazing people. If you're going to hang around on a set board, you might as well do it with Julie Walters. So Harry Potter came in, and it is nice that I have kids of the right age. I took them to London and they walked around the set and met Harry Potter, and that is thrilling. But I like all the books. You've got to read them all to get the complete Harry Potter experience. I love the fact that little kids think I'm a witch. A mum might come over and say, "I'm sorry to disturb you, but my daughter thinks you're in Harry Potter." I'll say, "That's cool," and take the kid aside and say, "I'm a witch. If you don't listen to your mum, I'm going to haunt you." It's brilliant. I can scare kids into doing their homework. There's no subtext in Harry Potter, really. It's all magic, anything can happen. Why do I say this? Because it's a magic spell. It's quite nice in a way. There is a real freedom to it. Doesn't say much for acting, does it? It sounds so geeky, but I really do like studying and reading, and if I'm not working on Harry Potter, then my greatest relaxation is to sit with a book. I love Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, don't laugh at me. Honestly, I get more recognized for 3 Men and a Little Lady than Harry Potter. As a teacher, I've never seen anything like Harry Potter. That's why I smart when people talk about the next Harry Potter. There is no next Harry Potter. The more powerful you become, the less likely it is that people will tell you the truth. It must be why the Harry Potter books become so bloated as the series progresses. Think of the beautiful, precise editing of books 1 to 3 drowned in a mire of sycophancy and yesaying. Well, before I knew there was going to be a film, I was the biggest Harry Potter fan. I read all the books. I was up for Harry Potter way back, but I don't quite fit the bill, I think. Some say it is the elements of hope and wonder in children's books that make them special, but there are many dark young adult novels these days. Adults loved Harry Potter, though it was written for the young. In the end, it is probably up to the reader of any age to decide if this book is for him or her. I like Harry Potter. I've seen all of them, I think. Apart from VIP being a blockbuster movie, the various characters such as mine, the Luna bike I use in the movie, the lovable Amma and Appa, a pet dog named Harry Potter, the innocent brother, etc., had a huge reach among the audiences. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, you played Dean Thomas," and I'm like, "Wow, you actually know." It kind of shocks me because when I think about movies I love, and if I saw someone who essentially did what I did in Harry Potter, I probably wouldn't recognize them walking down the street. I turned down Harry Potter and Spider-Man, two movies that I knew would be phenomenally successful, because I had already made movies like that before and they offered no challenge to me. I don't need my ego to be reminded. Maybe by his second year in Hogwarts, Harry Potter will learn the trick to making a movie this good, but don't bet on it. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring is one of the best films of the year. I actually have a young readers series that I want to do, kind of in the same lane as a Harry Potter or Narnia or Twilight. I want to write stuff like that. I had a ball doing Harry Potter. When I first started acting I was about 9 years old. I had never been to audition in my life and my agent sent me out. It was just a commercial for Harry Potter. That was the first thing I ever went out for and I got the Harry Potter commercial, which was really cool, but I didn't play Harry Potter. No one spoke in terms of children's literature, as opposed to adult literature, until around the 1940s. It wasn't categorized much before then. Even Grimm's tales were written for adults. But it is true that ever since Harry Potter, there has been a renaissance in fantasy literature. J.K. Rowling opened the door again. Harry Potter created a generation of readers in an era when kids could have disappeared into the depths of the internet. That's no small feat. Every book series owes J.K. Rowling a debt of gratitude. I am a really big Harry Potter fan and I've seen all the sets. I've lived Harry Potter and I don't think it's destroyed the books at all. I think it's really spot on. In the Greed is Good tradition of the Harry Potter and Twilight movie franchises, the overseers of The Hunger Games have split the last book into 2 films. I believe that hunger for a lost dimension of experience is a natural yearning in all of us, and it doesn't go away just because we ignore it. It is evidenced among other places in the millions of children and adults who obsessively read the Harry Potter books. It is said that fiction is where someone gets to tell the truth. The challenge is, in terms of a canon like X-Men, it's more like Harry Potter and Hogwarts, or Game of Thrones. It needs time and space to evolve and to bring the reader or viewer in and give them a result that's worth the investment of that time. Rowling is a luminous storyteller. I love her sense of humor and the intricate wizarding world she built around Hogwarts. I think all writers aspire to be like her, to capture readers like she does. But I didn't think about Harry Potter when I wrote The Bone Season. I admire the world of the books and the characters that she's created, but I'm not an addict of Harry Potter. I don't feel possessive about it. I have 3 kids who like Harry Potter, so I was sort of aware of it. You can't really move from it. It's on buses, in stores, it's everywhere. One of my kids has read the books, the other 2 are too small but they like the movies. The moment I said I'd finished a book, I knew what would happen. There would be a bidding war, and I would end up with someone who'd got the fattest wallet, who had bought it because I'd written Harry Potter. That would have been why. I'm excited to see a new age of rom-coms, and especially teen romantic comedies, because when I was younger, I was watching Harry Potter and Hunger Games and stuff like that. I loved those movies, but they are a little bit heavy. We didn't really get to have the light-hearted love stories. There are indeed values in the Harry Potter series, but they're confused with anti-values. Potterworld is a scrambled moral universe. There are Christian symbols in the series, but the author misappropriates them, mutates them, and integrates them into a supposedly larger and broader system where evil symbols are dominant. Mike and I were really interested in other epic Legends lore properties, like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, but we knew that we wanted to take a different approach to that type of genre. Our love for Japanese anime, Hong Kong action kung fu cinema, yoga, and Eastern philosophies led us to the initial inspiration for Avatar. The sets were fantastic. The Harry Potter sets are brilliant. You do get transported for a second. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.